This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Thursday, March 14th. We're live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Erica and Brandon. I'm Jeff. Let's get to it, guys. Tonight, we have breaking news in that massive college admissions scandal. It involves Full House star Lori Loughlin, who was indicted along with almost 50 other people. She's out on a $1 million bond, and we're now learning the parent company of Hallmark has cut ties with her. A statement from the company says it has stopped development of all production she's involved with. Hallmark also pulled an episode of her show, Wind Calls the Heart, that's set to air this Sunday. Let's take a look.
Hope Valley has a new man in uniform.
Good morning, Constable.
Nathan Grant.
I like him.
You like everybody.
You really don't say very much, do you?
Not unless there's something to be said.
People aren't exactly welcoming him.
Lori and her husband Massimo Giannulli both have been indicted. The indictment claims they paid $500,000 to pass off their daughters as recruits for the crew team at the University of Southern California, but they were never actually on the team. We're also learning their two daughters, Olivia and Isabella, will not be returning to USC because they're afraid of bullying. That's according to a report from TMZ. And Olivia had a partnership with Sephora and Tresemme. Well, not anymore. According to multiple reports, the company's cut ties with her as well. Olivia was also on spring break in the Bahamas when the story broke. She was reportedly on this yacht owned by the chairman of USC's Board of Trustees, and that's also according to TMZ.
Okay, a couple things.
Break it down.
For starters, so it turns out you will never see a mugshot. Not that I'm one that is really excited about people's mugshots, because I'm not. But you won't see a mugshot, and they're saying it's because the Department of Justice and the U.S. Marshals handled this case, and it's not their policy to release mugshots to the general public, which sounds like a bunch of bull. The other thing is, what did you just say going into when we were just coming on air?
It was an accident that they found out about this. You know, they were looking into another securities fraud case, and they got tipped off about this.
Okay, so I'm going to speculate. This is pure speculation. I know nothing. I have thought for some time since this broke that this was the small potatoes because they're going after the NCAA.
Ooh,
That's a big.
It makes sense.
I just have a feeling. I just have a feeling because for something like this to come out the way that it came out, and for it to be so fast and furious, like it just seemed like there was something bigger. And again, I know nothing.
You got me intrigued.
I am speculating. This is just Erica Cobb talking crap.
And let me clear up a little bit because she's saying this, but it makes sense once you hear this. Like, agents were working on an unrelated securities fraud case. The Boston-based agents received a tip from someone connected to the securities fraud investigation about the alleged $400K bribe paid to then women's soccer head coach
to save their butts. Somebody rolled.
Someone rolled, and then it all rolled, and now heads are rolling. Now people are having to drop out of school and all. So it makes sense what Erica is saying.
If you think Aunt Becky and Felicity Huffman were the big kahunas, yeah, I'm going to say nah.
I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole with you, but if you guys watch Ballers, he's taken down the NCAA in that.
And
so I'm jumping on board with
they're not even, that's another thing. It's not even whispers anymore. To have something like that, and they used schools' names on that show. Like, it just feels like there is a whole forest fire of smoke.
Wow.
Yep.
And the whole forest is burning down.
But getting back to Lori, I wasn't shocked to hear that Hallmark cut ties with her because there's such a
you said that.
worried about their relationship, and now they finally cut those ties, and her daughter lost some stuff too, so doesn't look good. But that's not all. Tonight we have new details on a multi-million-dollar lawsuit that involves Lori Loughlin, Felicity Huffman from Desperate Housewives, Bill McGlashan, the co-founder of STX Entertainment, and 27 other parents named in the indictment. A mother is suing them, claiming her son Joshua, quote, applied to some of these colleges where the cheating took place and did not get in. Joshua and I believe that he had a fair chance, just like all the other applicants, but did not make the cut for some undisclosed reason. Get this, the mother's suing for $500 million. No way, come on.
Yeah. But it's a class action lawsuit. I think it has legs. If you were waitlisted and you were on the bubble, you found out that you didn't get in, and somebody else, like, people are legitimately not getting in.
Not for a solo, because you can't prove that your son's going to make $500 million just because he went to that university.
No, I think they're opening it up to other people who might be in that same situation. Think about it. Some people only apply to 1 or 2 schools because of money alone. It's costly just to even apply to college. Yeah. So the idea that, like, maybe he only applied to 1 school or 2 schools and he didn't get into either and he was waitlisted, I think it might have some legs.
I like your theory, but I definitely think this goes deeper, regardless of what the theory is.
But what if that kid has great test scores, great GPA, and great SAT, ACT scores? I mean, this thing has legs.
All right. I think the term of the day is has legs.
Yeah.
Actor Jussie Smollett has legs, and he continues to dominate the headlines. Raquel Villanueva has news at the moment.
That's right, Jeff. Jussie Smollett strutted into court with the same confidence he had on Tuesday, only this time he was arraigned. The Empire Actor pleaded not guilty to 16 counts of disorderly conduct. He's accused of lying to the Chicago police about being the victim of a hate crime. And last night, art imitated life as Empire made its return, featuring Jussie as his character Jamal, and he complains about having a rough time on the show.
I don't know if y'all been reading the blogs and all that foolishness, but it's kind of been a tough week, so.
Jussie will be back in court in April.
Thank you, Raquel. It's amazing, that video. That's from actually his TV show.
I know. The whole time I was like, what is going on with Jamal? I never even thought about Jussie.
I know. Crazy. All right, guys. Any Marvel fans here? Anybody? Yeah. All right. That's pretty good. Well, get excited because the Avengers are back. Stephanie Jones has a story. It's coming in hot.
That's right. The Avengers have assembled for Marvel's highly anticipated Avengers Endgame. The movie picks up where we left off in last year's Infinity War, where villain Thanos eliminated several heroes. And we even see an appearance from newcomer Captain Marvel. Check this out.
I like this one.
Avengers Endgame hits theaters nationwide on April the 26th.
I like it.
She almost got hit by that hammer. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. Like, move, girl!
Not that the movie might be good.
Nah.
DVL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, popular TLC host Paige Davis tells our very own Tori Shulman what we can expect on the reboot of the hit show Trading Spaces. And a little romance, a little outrage in today's reality roundup. We'll let you know what everyone's talking about. Coming up next.
Welcome back to Double Jump, where we talk the latest in gaming, tech, and pop culture news. Today we're here to review Captain Marvel, which stars Brie Larson in the titular character of Carol Danvers, and she becomes Captain Marvel to help defend the Earth from the oncoming space galactic war between two alien races, the Kree and the Skrull. Chris, I'm going to you first, man. Give me the good, the bad, the great, the ugly, and it doesn't sound that good so far.
No, this is a big old bag of so-so. Everything is just okay with this movie. There's so many missed opportunities. She was on a team of like super warriors that they could have had so many funny interactions with that, like Guardians of the Galaxy style. And you know, the only really good interaction that her character had was with Samuel L. Jackson. That was really good.
Yeah,
the back and forth was great.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't appreciate how they treated the Skrulls in this one. They're pretty much just peasant refugees when they're supposed to be a giant galactic empire. So
yeah.
The movie was just so-so. She wasn't that great. I would say, well, now we'll do the final.
She was almost there, I think, and I want to go back to your energy with the team, because I feel like Samuel L. Jackson and her were the only two that worked really good together in this movie. Her and Jude Law didn't play off of each other as well as I really wanted them to. I mean, come on, you're like a mentor, mentee situation. Like, you guys need to have some good energy, and she was trying to crack jokes that just weren't timed well. They just weren't really that funny, and Jude Law's character wasn't even like a snicker. Like,
back to DBL. It's that time of the show where we obsess over the best moments from reality TV. Earlier today, I got together with my girls Sam Shocker and Tori Shulman for Reality Roundup.
Is Vanderpump Rules. All season long, James has been working on his temper, even practicing breathing techniques. And this week, he's given the opportunity to show us his growth when the guys uninvite him on a trip. Check it out.
It's his wife. Dude, your wife. Say it again. Say it again.
Stop.
It's a bullet that directing my entire summer.
It's not. It's not she. It's the majority.
Then who?
You really want to come on a trip?
Listen to me.
Oh, my word.
So has he, number one, Erica, been working on himself? And number two, can you give James some tips on how to control himself?
Well, he may be working on himself, but this is when you being tried for real, okay? So that's when it really has to come up. Okay, you can't work on yourself. My biggest thing would be to just ignore it, because if it's for you, it should be for you. If it's not, just let it go.
Okay, so now let's say you're in the moment, Tori.
Okay.
Okay, do you breathe? What would you do to keep yourself calm?
I would do a little Tai Chi. So it's up, bring in the energy, bring it back down, take your ball.
You would do this in the middle of the argument.
On the spot. And I would win. And I would win.
It would distract.
It would
That's
distract,
for sure.
for sure.
Next up is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There has been major drama around a dog that was adopted from Lisa Vanderpump Dog Rescue. So Lisa had to clear the air with some hard evidence. Enjoy.
I'm getting one bit of information and another bit of information, and it's hard to digest and process.
Well, you certainly didn't get this bit of information,
No, I
did you, Doreen?
No.
So somebody was guilty by omission, right? You thought you found her at a good home. The dog is safe now. Let's just move forward from this.
Wow.
Good. Good.
She exhibited A that moment.
Good.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
she
showed all the text messages to
Did
Dorit.
she, Sam?
Honey, I'm happy about this.
Did she show all of the text messages?
Enough to show that that poor little dog ended up in a shelter, Erica.
Lucy,
That's all
goosey,
I care
apple
about.
juicy.
The dog did end up in a shelter, but when you're going to bring out the receipts, you have to have all the items on it, and I do not think that we got all the receipts.
Oh. You think we got one side of the story?
I think we got very selected items.
Wow. I'm just glad the dog is okay.
Yeah, me
I tend
too.
to be on Lisa's side on this one, not on Dorit's.
It's a rough one to go with.
Good one.
You're welcome.
All right, and our final video comes from Temptation Island, where unmarried couples put their relationships to the ultimate test by dating other people. Interesting. Evan is ready to move on, but is he ready for commitment? Check it out.
He likes me.
Oh my God, it's way past like, girl, you're it. My feelings with Morgan and my feelings toward Casey are very different feelings. Casey's trying to settle down and, you know, she has that ticking clock. She wants that family by 30, you know, and Morgan's on a different timeline than Casey. She's just kind of like playing it by ear. I'm not gonna lie, it turns me on.
Evan, oh my gosh. We are so shocked that the non-commitment turns you on. It's like everybody wants a relationship until we have to start talking about, I don't know, being in a relationship. This should be called Thought Island, okay?
Also,
Yes.
can I be honest? Who was that guy? Not that interesting.
Yeah, he claimed he wanted a commitment, but I think Erica said it best.
I think so best.
Well, this has been Reality Roundup.
And before we go, we have some other Reality Roundup news for you. Joe Giudice, the husband of Real Housewives of New Jersey's Teresa Giudice, is out of prison, but he's not out of the woods yet. After serving 41 months for mail, wire, and bankruptcy fraud, he's now in federal custody with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE. He's waiting on a ruling about his deportation that could send him back to Italy. Teresa did say she and her daughters would not go with him. So I'm sure that'll unfold in a future episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Coming up on DBL, the hit show Trading Spaces is back, and host Paige Davis spills all the secrets about the most cringe-worthy reveals. That's next.
Welcome back to DBL. A comedian and star of a self-titled sitcom, George Lopez, has been entertaining audiences for years. Well, now he is a judge on World's Most Amazing Dog, a game show streaming right now on Facebook Watch. Earlier, I sat down with George Lopez for today's Chatting with the Stars. George Lopez, welcome to DBL. You are currently traveling with your stand-up special, The Wall, which tackles some of the most important social issues that face our country. Why do you think it's important for our country to take a comedic look at these controversial issues?
Sometimes the best messages are delivered with humor, and at a time where there's so many people who are disenfranchised, the one thing that we share when we don't even share the same beliefs is that we all have the ability to laugh.
Amen. And I have to acknowledge the elephant, or should I say the dog in the room. I hear her name is Mama, Little Mama. Is that Little Mama on your pillow there, George?
Yeah, this is my rescue Mama. I've had Mama about 5 years.
Yay! Good for you, George. Oh, little
She's
Mama.
great. Thank
Look
you.
at her, so resilient. Let's talk about the world's most amazing dog. It's giving pups from across the world a chance to compete paw to paw and fetch, am I right about this, $100,000? So please tell us about the competition and how we can sign up our furry friends for the show.
Yeah, $100,000 grand prize. Go to Facebook Watch and click on World's Most Amazing Dog. It's easy to upload the video, and we're still accepting submissions. It's very entertaining to see a lot of the videos of the dogs, and it's going to be very difficult for myself and Lisa Vanderpump, who's the other judge, to make a decision.
Oh, I can't wait. So 2 questions then. So one, I want to know what you're looking for when you're scoring, but you also mentioned Lisa Vanderpump, who I know very well. She's a dear friend. I love her, and I love that she's a big advocate for animals, as you are.
Welcome back to DBL. Trading Spaces is back after being off the air for 10 years. Now, it was one of the first DIY home makeover shows, and now host Paige Davis is back for the reboot. DBL co-host Tori Shulman caught up with Paige, who says the reveals don't always have a happy ending, and that's in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. Paige, thank you so much for being here. Now, would you trust any of your neighbors, Paige, to personally make over a room in your house? And my favorite question is, what designer would you want to pair them with?
You do have to trust your neighbors to do a good job, like to execute it. But it's really the designer that comes up with the concept. And so it really is, you know, would you trust any Trading Spaces designer in your home? And as far as that goes, I would trust them all. I would even trust Hildy. I would actually love Hildy to design a room in my house.
Open your eyes and see your new living room.
The reveals have not always had a happy ending. What reaction do you remember most? And there's been a few.
Oh, well, I mean, there's the most infamous.
You guys are going to be fixing that in a little bit.
The fireplace.
Yep.
You know, she was very upset that we had covered her fireplace. And then the episode where Jessie hated Brown and she started choking her neighbor. That is the only episode in Trading Spaces history where the neighbors were no longer friends.
I was going to ask
after, you know, having a negative reveal. And I'm always worried it's not going to be finished on time. Like, none of that is acting on my part. Like,
that's real.
I never think they're going to finish. The rooms always are in a shambles, like 30 minutes leading up to Time's Up. And I'm always astounded that the designer and the team pulls it together.
Now, this is a question for you. It's a really simple show, and it was off the air for a decade, but it's so relevant, and people just love it. It gives me such a sense of comfort. It's like mac and cheese in a TV show. Why do you think that is?
It really is.
Isn't it?
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it was the first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was this sort of attachment to the fandom. We have very, very, very loyal fans.
So loyal.
And I think that our camaraderie as a cast kind of pops off the screen.
Yep.
And I often liken it to people watching Friends, the television show Friends.
Right.
Like, when you're watching that show, you want to hang out with those 6 friends at Central Perk. And I think that people felt that way about the cast of Trading Spaces. Like, I want to hang out with them.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be sure to tune in for season 10.
Thank you, Tori.
Thanks, Tori. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek is back. Let's get over to Raquel Villanueva. She has news at the moment.
Well, Jeff, Alex Trebek has a message for his fans following his diagnosis of stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Just want to take a few moments to say thanks to the, believe it or not, hundreds of thousands of people who have sent in tweets, texts, emails, cards, and letters. I won't be able to respond to all of you individually, but I did want you to know that I do read everything I receive. And I am thankful for the kind words.
Now, he's now taping Jeopardy episodes again, and we hope you get this message too. We wish you all the best.
Absolutely. We do wish him the best. I hope he sees this. He said he reads everything, but hopefully he sees this one.
It's got to be great to, like a motivational thing, to open it up, read it from people you don't know, and just see how you're affecting their lives for the positive, and they send you well wishes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
All right, well, get well soon, buddy. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. Today we're kicking off our special TV Legends Where Are They Now series. It's time to catch up with the stars from some of your favorite classic shows. So just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. Sound familiar? I had the honor of sitting down with the iconic Dawn Wells, who played Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island. It was amazing. Check it out.
Is there any lining around here? Yeah, can we please get some more help?
All right, guys, I'm here with the one, the only Mary Ann, Dawn Wells. So congratulations on the 55th anniversary of Gilligan's Island.
How could that
so
happen
exciting.
to me? I'm only 22.
It had a cultural impact.
Yes, it did.
I want to know, sort of in a deeper question, what does that mean for you?
So we were a family, but not related. And that was very interesting, I think.
Let me ask you about that. Now we have the Me Too movement, right? You were a heartthrob, and you still are to a lot of the people on my set that were excited that I'm going to meet you today. How do you feel about the Me Too movement now?
I think it's time. I mean, I think we were at the last of being really so puritanical.
Did you ever experience anything where you felt, oh, if I were a man, it would be easier?
No.
Good.
I think it's easier for women.
Oh, I like that. What was it like for you when it ended?
Well, and we thought we'd be renewed. We were still in the top 10 when we were canceled.
Now, you were very vocal about the cast not really being profited from the show in sort of residuals. People assume y'all are multi-millionaires on your yacht.
We got paid for the first 7 runs of each show.
That was it.
That's it. And we've never been off the air since 1964, and we're in 30 languages all over the world.
I'd be sitting on a yacht cruising the Mediterranean.
You have your own Gilligan's Island.
Exactly. You could come visit.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it's amazing, but you can't be bitter. You know, the residuals didn't even exist 50 years before that.
A lot of people asked, who do you like, Marianne or Ginger, right? There was always that
Oh,
setup.
yes, always.
Tell me about Tina Louise, your relationship.
I learned a lot about her. She was a movie star, and she knew exactly what she was doing in front of the camera. I think there was a competition from her particularly, because I think she might have been cast as the movie star and thought it might have been her role.
Yeah.
We were all pretty equal, except for Bob and Alan.
If you were stranded now on an island, which of the cast would you feel best to be stranded with?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. The Professor, but I loved Alan too, and Bob.
Now, I see some of your clothes here. How was being in those denim shorts? They seem high. You had to cover your belly button.
Had to cover the belly button.
Was it hot? What was it, uncomfortable?
No, they were the stretched denim.
Okay, good.
But my legs aren't real long, you know, but I wanted to make sure that they were cut up so they looked longer. I mean, it's all an illusion.
For sure.
And I never ate past noon. No. I'm standing next to Tina Louise, who's got legs up to here. I'm not stupid.
You're on an island, but you're not
right.
stupid. I love that. So there's a classic TV star cruise going on that is coming up, and you are with a bunch of people.
Who am I with?
All right, you're with Kathy Garver, you got Barry Williams, you got J.J. Walker, you got John Provost, you got Judy Norton.
And the rest.
That's it.
Come join us. We'll have
I can't
fun.
wait. Let's sail away together. Is there any kind of juicy gossip?
I wouldn't tell you. Marianne would keep her mouth shut.
Marianne would keep her mouth shut. Would Dawn?
Yes, I'm not telling you a thing.
I was going to say, if there was a crush, it's you and the professor, am I right?
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. It's such an honor. I'm going to start crying, so we're going to go.
Okay. I'm going to cry too. Don't leave me.
It was so wonderful meeting you. What an honor. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Thank you, dear.
Welcome back to DBL. The DBL Nation is fired up about the college cheating scandal,
Oh, yes,
aren't
they are. Rolando says, I cannot believe this stuff. Christine says, there's a lot more that will come out. I agree. The schools are responsible as well. Cheryl says, I feel bad for all the kids who earned their way into these schools who had their education ripped away from them. Denise says, what about all those parents before that bought or donated buildings, halls, gyms, stadiums, or etc.? I think they were above board, so they can get away with that.
Yeah.
Carrie says, I don't think sponsors should drop anyone, but I understand why they are.
Yeah, well, I think there's going to be more to unfold.
Oh,
like you
there's
said,
a lot more
as it goes on, especially.
I'm telling you, time stamp this. If the residual effect is you find $25 million misappropriated, what was the mark worth? I'm thinking billions. Billions with the B, Jeff.
You got me interested. You got me interested. Did you guys also know today, March 14th, is Pie Day?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Stephanie Jones has some new details coming in hot.
That's right, Jeff. Today is my first American Pie Day. And today? That was Australian. Where did that come from today? I'm wrestling a koala. I have no idea what I'm talking about, koala. Today is Pie Day because pi equals 3.14. Didn't know that. That's the ratio of the circle's circumference to its diameter. Sound like I'm on a math show here. And the number pi is infinite. But a female Google employee has broken the record, the world record that is, for calculating the number. Emma Haruku Iwao, that's a mouthful, spent 4 months calculating pi to 31.4 trillion digits. The girl's got way too much time on her hands. Way to go, Emma. So Jeff, Erica and Brandon, let's see how many digits of pi you can recite, and whoever gets it right will get this fabulous pie from the Village Inn. It's a caramel pecan pie.
I don't like how you're walking over
that pie is being held
sitting
either.
next to me and standing next to me either. Like,
What? Do you know it's not trust me?
Wait, so what do you want us to do?
I want you to have a guess at all these numbers.
Okay. So what pie? I'm going to guess 3.14.
They're a bit more.
3.1459.
Okay.
It's 3.14159.
Look at this. Erica is the winner.
Oh,
fabulous. So
it is. So what is Brandon?
Don't do it.
I'm not.
You're not going to do it?
Please don't do it.
No, I'm joking.
I'm like, I'm not even going to flinch because I know she's not about to do it to me.
No, this is for Erica. So Erica, guarantee this chick ain't gonna be eating this, but there we go.
So what are you talking about? I love pie.
If you're not gonna eat it, let me get it.
No, you got it wrong. 3.14159.
Congratulations, Erica.
Sharpen your pencils.
Happy birthday to our producer, Abby.
Happy birthday! Oh my goodness!
Oh, we missed the shot.